We're back in the target path dialog, and our target now has a proper name. At this point, have a look in the top part of our dialog. This is the actual target path. It starts at the root and steps through each level until we get to the target. Notice that between each level we have a dot. This is called dot syntax targeting, and it's fundamental to many of the things we're going to be doing in ActionScript. In the past, you may have heard of or seen different ways of targeting, such as slash syntax, but these days, dot syntax is the recommended method. Now, we're going to return to the radio buttons at the bottom. Using our analogy of mailing a letter to somebody, the postal system requires us to always write the full address of the target on the front of the envelope. But what if the person only works 2 streets away from us? Do we still have to write their state and city on the envelope? Not with Flash. If you know where your target is, you can just use a relative path. And in fact, this is actually very highly recommended. Say, for example, we want to send a command from one beach ball to the other. So we go to the first beach ball's timeline. I'll double-click it. And we start setting a path. Then later on, we decide to nest both of these beach balls inside another movie clip. Well, now the targeting is going to be broken because there needs to be another step in it. Another scenario is when you use ActionScript to dynamically load an SWF file at runtime. That's an exported Flash file. Code inside the loaded file should not reference the root of the presentation, because theoretically it could be loaded into anything and it won't know where the root is. To prevent this, all we have to do is use relative targeting. So we're inside ball number 1. Let's go through ball 2 and select the ball colors instance and make sure we have relative selected and hit OK. Now in the Actions panel we see our target path. Remembering that we have to go up a level first and then target beach ball 2, all we've done is added one step, and that step is underscore parent. Like underscore root, this is one of those targeting steps that just helps us navigate. It tells us that we're going to go up to the parent movie clip before we move sideways. Now, why is that this step in here? Well, this just makes sure that our targeting starts at the right place, which is the timeline we're in right now. So it starts here, or in this timeline. Then it goes up a level, and then over to beach ball 2. To be honest, this isn't strictly necessary. You can actually remove it and the dot 2, always remember that, and it'll still work. The reason it's in here is for readability and consistency. As you encounter more experienced Flash developers, you'll find that using the "this" keyword is commonplace. Even if you're not planning on learning advanced Flash action scripting, I would suggest that you make a habit of it. If you ever run into difficulties and you have to send your script off to someone to troubleshoot, they'll most likely be happier and a lot more helpful if you do this. Okay, so now we've learned how to target something. That's only half the job though, because we'll need to actually tell it what it is we want it to do. We're going to start doing that in the next lesson. Keep this file open though, because we're going to be using it.